All right, 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 all right. Shall we get into this goody, 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 goody? Okay. Let me go ahead and do. How did I do this? I think it was this one. I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Okay, okay. All right. A lot of breaking news, and there's a lot going on today. I've been busy, and it's been crazy for me, and I'm tired, and I'm hoping that I can see what we got going on here. As in, where do I want to start off in this whole bricks in minifigs escapade? All right, so we're gonna go back to like episode 3 of Reckless Ben. Just to do a little recap. And of where we're at here. So we can get a feel of where we're at on the whole the whole gift of some things, I mean,
talking on the phone to someone.
Oh my gosh, okay, Josh is outside on the phone.
It's crazy.
Wait, do I interrupt his phone call? Or
let's
can we
not
just,
forget
like,
about
Interrupt this phone call?
this situation, right?
No, probably not.
I thought it would be pretty rude to interrupt his phone call, so we parked around the corner and decided to wait for him to get off this call.
And let me go ahead and
Like how we just have this
I'm editing on the spot here, guys.
He doesn't
So
want to get his wife involved. He's hiding something.
Everything's good, honey.
What the heck?
I'm pretty sure Josh is on the phone with Corporate Bricks and Minifigs. And the reason I think that is we were actually just there right before this.
Okay, pulling up to Bricks and Minifigs headquarters.
The plan was to give them one more chance to do the right thing before suing them again. While we were there, one of the corporate employees answered the door and told us he would get the CEO to come talk to us.
Okay. Well, no, they said they're getting some guy to talk to us. We're just waiting.
I can't tell you right now, no one's coming out to talk to you guys.
Really, but they told us that they were.
Since Josh only lives like 15 minutes away, they must have informed him that we're in the area. Because a few minutes later, this happened.
Dude, the police just showed up. What the heck? Why are the police at his house?
Oh, there's another one, dude. 2 cop cars.
3 cop cars?
Oh my gosh. Cop cars.
Why is there 3 cop cars at his house? We didn't even walk up to his house yet. The cops are following us. What the heck? That's so crazy, dude. Obey every traffic law.
He's got his lights on.
Oh, shoot.
He's pulling us over.
My name's Oscar. This is American Police. The reason I stopped you is the stop sign. You didn't stop that.
I didn't? I thought I stopped.
Yeah, you definitely stopped. You said you ran a stop sign?
Huh?
You said you ran a stop sign?
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, I was like.
Because
I
we
didn't
definitely
run.
stopped at the
Alright.
stop sign.
I'm gonna go
I
ahead
was so
and
sure
put this
that we stopped at the stop sign that
back
I actually requested all the police footage of this. And as you can see, we didn't even
right
do a
here,
rolling stop.
and
We fully stopped at the stop sign.
this.
So this is an illegal traffic stop.
So who's Ben? Me? Ben? How's Utah? It's good. Like it?
Okay, it's pretty obvious that the police know why we're here. So I just explained to them the entire situation.
This old man.
The only problem is it's a crazy story and the police officer did not believe me.
$200,000.
$200,000. It sounds crazy.
Yeah, when the officer went back to his car, this is the message that he radioed in.
Hey, can you get the contact for Reckless Ben? Said he didn't have his ID, but he's just straight lying to me about everything else, so.
Since
Today he's being trespassed from that property.
Okay.
Yeah, we were forced to go home without having this good faith conversation the court requires us to have.
Yeah, what do we do now, dude? Like, we didn't even, get to talk to him and we're in trespass. So, dude.
But one thing I didn't understand was how the heck did they know we were coming?
Alright,
I was hiding in the
let's
backseat the
remember, let's
entire time,
recap
and
on
the
all
car's
this real
windows were
quick.
extremely tinted.
These windows are so tinted. You can't
No.
Guys went outside and stepping our car tent. The same police showed up to our house. It was weird. He wouldn't tell us why he was here. Anyways, since Josh clearly doesn't want to have this good faith conversation with me, I took his trophy and destroyed it. Just like in the previous video, I tried to give Josh the benefit of the doubt, the easy way. But again, Josh does not want to do the easy way. The only option left is to go the hard way. Before going the hard way, I actually remember that there's another owner of the store named Brandon Best. Brandon is the guy in the security camera footage that illegally kicked the first owner out of the store so he can steal all the videos. I tried calling him, but I am also blocked. The only option left is to show up to his house.
Hello. Hey, how's it going? Hello? Hey, well, I'm wondering if you can pay us for the lawsuit one?
Okay.
It kind of seems like Brandon doesn't want to have this good faith conversation, so he solved this problem outside of court. And I gave him plenty of time to speak.
I guess if you know what I was stuck. So you guys tried to take it to court. We went to court and won. We need to close down the store to avoid paying us. So we could just sue you guys personally. The whole thing would obviously win again. But
Then the police showed up, and again, for some reason, they are really trying to protect these criminals.
now we stole $20,000 because I've been paying the last 3 months in the case and I went to court.
He inherited the store. He's being blamed for everything that the previous owner did. And he's
Let the
trying
light go.
to
Okay,
He's still breaking up the mess from the previous owner, and now he's having to blame for it. And he's just trying to clean up the mess from the previous owner.
No, him saying that it's the previous owner, that's the line. Yeah, like really proved it in court.
Jack steps on this property, you're gonna go to jail.
The police gave me a formal trespass notice, which I took a picture of it and sent it to the court as proof I tried to have this good faith conversation, but Brandon didn't want to have it with me. And turns out that's good enough. My court case with Brandon Best got accepted. But my court case with Josh is still going to be rejected until I find a way to have this good faith conversation with him. So I decided to see if I can find Josh online to see if I can look up any more information about it.
Yeah, they'll say no. Yeah, Joshua Johnson.
That's how ironic. Are you kidding me? That's
5 minutes later.
After some more research, we found out that both Josh and Brandon are super hardcore Mormon, which was actually extremely surprising to me because if Josh and Brandon are truly Mormons, they didn't even wrong, and if they still legal process, I think this phone call was the breaking point for the police. The police couldn't handle the fact that hang the picture up. The police came. After going through every law they could think of, it turns out that hanging this sign on a fence and taking a picture of it for Instagram is not illegal. In fact, what the group is doing is actually protected under the First Amendment freedom of speech. So one of the police officers let the group know that they're okay to keep doing this. But this other police officer wasn't able to accept this reality.
Okay,
And then for
so
the rest of this footage, the police redact.
Seems like there might be a lot of stuff.
I don't know what the police officers are saying in this.
let's let's go to this.
It's on my money. Look, it's on my wallet.
They're taking him, but look, we're recapping right here. What's happening? You treat this guy, you put a handcuff on him. All right, first of all,
My name's Detective Nikosha. I work at
if you ever had handcuffs put on,
Did willingly and over my phone.
phone.
And the way they usually put them on, they're not really loose, and they're pretty
That's all I went and did. That's not
This guy don't care because his watch was so damn tight. Look, he's cutting off his circulation.
In fact, it is actually impossible to delete something from an iPhone from a lock screen.
Legend, a worse ending for this video. But I had no clue that it was about to get way worse.
And here's the way worse. This is what they're going through. This is what they went through. All right, this is just recapping of what they went through.
No. Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Okay?
Yeah, this cop.
Wonderful fat cat. Garfield.
My shoulder. He claims it's because I was attempting to make an escape or something.
Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Don't move quick. Everybody just chill.
But if we go back a little bit, you can see I was being completely still when he grabbed me, and I actually made 0 quick movements. So this police officer is just straight up lying so he can give me a serious injury.
So
It says there is now certain
they raided him. They interrogate him. They took him to jail.
All of my friends.
They had him sitting out there.
I couldn't.
Like he thought he was in.
No authority here.
They put him through all that. Okay.
And yeah, all of the law enforcement.
All right. So they put him all through that. All right. And let me find number 3 here. Let me see. Videos. Okay. Then
I'm about to go to court, and I don't even know what I did wrong.
We're going through this.
Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs is
This
making up tons
is
of lies
just a
about me to the
reminder of what's
police to
going
try
on
to get me
here.
Thrown in jail, so I can't release my documentary about them. But the crazy part is I'm not even allowed to know what they're saying I did. Legally, I'm not allowed to film inside court, so I formally requested the audio. But since there was no visual, I hired an animator to animate over it.
Master Sebastian, 2 stars 8.
Right now, I
Jules.
don't even know what I'm being charged for because all of the body cam footage has been redacted, and they say it's to protect the victims. However, I think there are some redactions that maybe don't make sense and that weren't to protect the victims, and there's some things being said about me that are redacted I don't know about.
I do have some concern in this case with the defendant representing himself. The allegations here.
Man, if you don't have no money, who else gonna represent? I mean, you gotta represent yourself. You gotta stand up for yourself. You don't got no money. I'm sorry, I'm from the hood.
If this defendant were to represent himself and we were.
We don't have money. We don't have money.
We would be now providing.
I'm from the ghetto. We're poor. I mean,
information and fodder for this defendant to create videos from which he could profit by placing them on YouTube at the expense of our victim. I have serious concerns for that.
Yeah, the state of Utah is claiming that
then
It's Ben Snyder who's been the one engaged in this behavior.
you can see in the police report that the crime he wanted to get us charged for is called extortion, which basically means we're threatening him into paying us, which is very illegal. However, obviously he's just making all of this up. The reality is, I just thought it was a nice gesture to give him the opportunity to do the right thing first.
If you guys do have our Legos, we just kind of want them back, you know? And
But if there's one thing I've learned from this entire experience, it's that whoever ends up doing the morally right thing just ends up getting screwed over. So now, it's time to play the way Bricks and Minifigs is playing, and use their own strategy against them. Right now, their strategy is to get me arrested before I get them arrested. So now, I'm gonna Uno reverse this and get Eamon, the CEO, arrested before he gets me arrested. But if I'm gonna be the reason that someone's going to jail, I should probably make sure that they definitely deserve this. So, I'm gonna give them one more chance to try to do the right thing first. But instead of doing the right thing and attempting to work this out, Eamon just hid in his little...
I tell you right now, no one's coming out to talk to you guys.
really, but they told us that they were.
I know.
Right.
I wouldn't want to get someone arrested, but we gave him
So-
every opportunity to talk to us, so... At this point,
Going
he just
through all
arrested
this
himself.
stuff.
However, the only difference between my strategy and Bricks and Minifigs' strategy is I don't have to lie to the police. Well, we have now all just seen the video footage of what actually happened. But now let's hear how Ammon describes it to the police.
Guys, at this point, I've asked you to leave. Please leave. Well, we you know, like, you have to listen to us.
Oh, let me back up just
The
a bit.
cops on us.
You can leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
So you don't want to do the easy way?
And this is right after I told him you could do it either the easy way and just give us the Legos back, or we can do it the hard way, implying that we would take him to court.
So you're threatening me.
I'm not threatening.
I'm just reminding you of what's been going on here.
What
All right.
what proof of ownership have you provided to me that you own this Lego?
I mean, I can give you proof if you want.
Right, provide proof.
But right after he says this, he's now asking us to provide him proof that we actually are entitled to these Legos, so we can't leave now because he just told us to stay and provide proof. And then at the very end of the conversation, he says this one more time.
Okay, you've been asked to leave. Please leave.
We have to leave? Okay. Well, thank you for working with us, and so see you later.
Well, we have now all just seen the video footage of what actually happened. But now let's hear how Ammon describes it to the police.
Guys, at this point, I've asked you to leave. Please leave. Well, we you know, like, you have to listen to us. You have to pay us this money. No, guys, you need to leave, and you're not leaving. Like, but I asked multiple times, they did not leave.
Looks like that might be a second-degree felony. He's facing felony charges. It is a felony?
Yes, because I went to the corporate headquarters and tried to give Ammon the easy way out of all of this, they're now trying to get me on a second-degree felony, which I don't really know how any of this would make me get a second-degree felony. Like, what the heck, police officers? But they're doing it, and the punishment for this crime
What the heck,
is
man?
15
What
years
the heck?
in jail.
I don't know, you know, like however
Yep,
else
what the heck?
some of that stuff comes through, but you know, like the
Right, so I
reality
mean-
is, like, we've tried to talk with him and said we're willing to work with you.
Just to
I
be
think one of the
understood
main
that,
reasons
you know,
the police keep taking Ammon's side instead of
there
ours,
is-
besides the whole Mormon thing, is that Ammon keeps framing the situation as he's just the helpful CEO who's trying to do
There
the right
is
thing and return Brian's property. And
also
we're
the
ones
responsibility
that
of the
are preventing
cops.
him
The
from
cops'
giving it back to
responsibility of
Brian.
here, the corruption of the cops.
So I say we rewatch the footage and see what actually happened.
We said we would be more than happy to help Mr. Mansell.
Yeah, because
And
Brian
not-
said
and he was unwilling to work with us.
Well, Brian said he asked for the store inventory, and that because he said like he wanted to work with you, and then you guys didn't provide the store inventory.
We asked him to provide us with any documentation, and he provided us with a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is not something that anybody, you know,
Alright,
you can just walk
alright.
over to a McDonald's right now and say, all of your ice cream machines belong to me. Why? Because so-and-so said so. Why? And I have a spreadsheet that says that all these ice cream machines belong to me. That's not proof of ownership, that's not proof of anything.
So first off, this spreadsheet Ammon's referring to wasn't just some mystery spreadsheet, it was the actual inventory the store made. But I guess Ammon's trying to claim that the previous owner stole the Legos and then lied on the inventory, and so now it basically makes this inventory invalid. He said that when corporate was taking over the store, that they actually did their own inventory, and this is the correct inventory.
When we took over, we did an inventory.
And good news for me, he's willing to give me this inventory. He's actually always been willing to give it to me or Brian. All we've ever had is possible.
In all of his actions to just generate clicks and likes to get, you know, like social media clout without putting in work and just doing the crummy stuff.
Interesting.
He seems like a fun gentleman.
No. Well, and, you know,
His MO really seems to follow somebody who's like a paper tiger, right? Like who, like behind, you know, or like a keyboard warrior. They'll make threats.
And this is the craziest part of the video to me. Ammon's claiming that I'm a keyboard warrior. And a keyboard warrior is basically just someone who talks a lot of smack online, but then when it actually comes down to it, they won't do anything in person.
I'm gonna burn the place down.
Let's go to the next thing Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Extortion, when they're the ones actually extorting me by saying if I don't let them steal the Legos from us, they're gonna make up a reason to throw me in jail.
You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
Bricks and Minifigs is also getting me for RICO charges.
Rico. Reckless Ben for RICO. I think
Hey,
it
Luz,
is,
how you doing, Luz?
more
Luz.
likely that the police are guilty of RICO, right?
And if you look at the CEO's previous businesses, he actually got sued for RICO.
Hey, look,
He's the one guilty
BJC.
of RICO, not me. They're also accusing me of sending a sniper to shoot out the windows of the McNeff house.
Dan McNeff, that's the daddy.
When the police got there, they realized it was actually a construction worker
How these
who
idiots
accidentally fired the
produce.
window.
Seems more likely that it happened from construction work than it happened from some random people across the way.
But even after all this, they still go online and say it was me.
He's trying to get Ben Schneider for like attempted murder. He's basically trying to set Ben Schneider up for attempted murder when meanwhile it was a nail from his own construction worker.
So what's the moral of the story here? It looks like everything bad Bricks and Minifigs is doing, they think that I'm the one that's doing the bad thing. It makes no sense.
All the stuff that they're going through.
So, just to let you know, we call it double blind. The person who committed the crime may or may not be in line.
This was the state's response.
My name is Nick Mielstein. I'm the prosecutor. Is Benjamin Schneider here?
Yes.
If you want to take care of that today, we can do what we call a plea in abeyance.
Were you able to see the footage I submitted to the police of our interaction?
I have not watched it, no.
Okay, because in that footage, you can clearly see that the second he tells us to leave, we say, okay, we'll leave. And then he calls the police and said that we threatened to burn down the building and shoot everyone inside. And he was just making up all these lies, which you can clearly see in the footage that we submitted. We were being respectful the whole time. We left the second he told us to.
Sorry, let me look.
And so it makes sense why the police would take me to court because, I mean, he's threatening that we're going to burn down the building and shoot everyone, but we did nothing. Like, he's just saying that because he's trying to. I'm a documentary maker, so I'm making a documentary on the thing. So his logic is if he throws me in jail, then if he makes up a reason for me to go to jail, then I won't be able to expose them for their crimes. So that's the what's going on. It's clear as day in the footage if you watch it. It seems like they're just making up a bunch of false information in order to silence criticism.
So did you submit that to the police officer?
Yes.
Is the footage going such that it's still going like when you step out the door?
It starts from when we're in the elevator before we talk to him to when we were back in the elevator going back down.
Obviously, a video doesn't necessarily show everything that possibly happened.
So according to the state of Utah,
Yeah, it does.
the raw video that shows everything that possibly could have happened is not credible and could not have shown everything that possibly could have happened. And they didn't even watch it. They're literally just taking Ammon's word for everything and completely ignoring all the evidence. So where does this leave me now? Not only am I being charged with a bunch of mystery crimes in American Fork, Utah, but I'm also being charged with a second-degree felony up to 15 years in jail in Provo, Utah.
So now we got America Fork, Provo. This is the stuff he's going through.
Crimes against them. I mean, obviously, Bricks and Minifigs just made up everything, but that's not.
And
how
we're
the
gonna
court
get
sees
to
it.
the
court
thing
thinks
that
these are
happened
real.
today.
And for whatever reason, the court wouldn't let me share my side. They only heard Bricks and Minifigs' side.
Ben's side
We're just
not
recapping.
in the room was not heard. The court signed an order erasing his published work on the strength of the company's verified complaint and the company's motion with no one there to say a word against it.
Yeah, the judge granted a temporary restraining order, preventing me from even talking about Bricks and Minifigs, which sucks because this was the night I hit 1 million subscribers, and all my friends threw a giant surprise party for me. Yeah.
Must be nice to get a million
Just keep
subscribers.
spreading their lies about me, and I just have to sit in silence, and there's nothing I can do to stop them. It's crazy to think about how much public support I was getting.
$200,000 Lego dispute that's turning into one of the craziest legal cases and an internet crusade that is just exploding.
Justin Weber got it.
Lego collection. This $200,000 Lego.
People are checking this out.
Things I've ever seen. I think this might be the best video that I've seen. This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever covered.
Run by Mormons. Reckless Ben. Reckless Ben.
Yeah.
It really seemed like the entire internet was uniting to stand up to this bully of a company.
Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Brick by brick.
It really did seem like we were right about to get the Legos back, but I was wrong. Now the court has silenced me, And it looks like all the work I put into this was just for nothing. However, people were pretty upset that I was silenced and decided to protest. It sucks that I'm not even allowed to be a part of this movement anymore. Or maybe I can be here, I just have to be in disguise so no one recognizes me.
No.
Alright, I'm here with, what was your name?
I'm Jerome. Just here to support the cause.
Jerome.
Local. Here to support.
Here with Jerome.
I spent the rest of the day protesting for the cause, and not a single person here recognized who I actually am. And maybe the protesting worked, because after a full month of remaining silent, I finally have an announcement.
Well, it looks like I don't need this disguise anymore, because I have my freedom of speech back, baby. I can say whatever I want. I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks. I can say Bricks and Minifigs such old people. And look, I just said it. I'm not in jail, which is sick. We got our First Amendment rights back. Yeah.
And now that I have my freedom of speech back, everyone is wondering how Bricks and Minifigs can make up for the fact that they made up all these lies about me to take away my freedom of speech. Most legal experts are saying I could easily win millions of dollars from Bricks and Minifigs, but instead, I have a better solution.
If they want to apologize, they can say that they're sorry by doing the chicken dance. And I will take that as a sincere form of apology. And once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry.
Man, the chicken dance.
Finally, move on to the next video series, and it'll be awesome.
Man, I think a lot of people are waiting for that chicken dance.
Chicken dance, and there's actually a reason. So, this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs always says the right thing, but then their actions don't match their words at all. So I was thinking, well, if they get given an apology, they might say the right things, you know, but they're not actually gonna mean it. So by doing the chicken dance, I'm gonna basically just be giving them another opportunity to do the right thing, not just with their words, but with their actions. And once they decide to do the right thing, then I'll move on to the next video series and never talk about Bricks and Minifigs again. And also make sure to check us out at www.westealfromoldpeople.com, because right now we have 2 new Lego sets for sale that you can buy right now. One of Joshua Johnson and one of IMMS. And we're only making 500 of each, and once all 500 of each sell out, we're never making any more. And you gotta buy them now, because someday they're gonna sell for like $1 million or something. They're gonna be collectibles. It's gonna be sick. Also subscribe to Patreon. You'll get tons of behind the scenes, tons of extra footage, full interviews. Also, part 4 is coming soon. If you subscribe to Patreon, you'll be the first to watch it. And also subscribe.
So that all sold out, right? That's still sold out. Now, getting to the news of today. The news of the day. Bricks and Minifigs. Resolution reached. Bricks and Minifigs and Mansell family settle consignment of rare collection through voluntary mediation. Dated August 19, 2026. It happened earlier today. I kind of tapped in it a little bit while I was reporting on the Tupac murder trial, Nevada versus Keefe D. Joint statement from BAM Franchises and Mansell family. Okay, this is joint statement. Okay, first of all, this is on Bricks and Minifigs website. I do not see a signature from Brian Mansell confirming that this is a joint statement. It does have today's date. BAM Franchise Inc. in Ammon McNeff, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Bez, and the Mansell family are pleased to announce that they have reached a comprehensive and an actionable resolution of a private civil dispute relating to the Mansell family Lego Star Wars collection. The collection was originally consigned to a former operator of the Bricks and Minifigs Salem Kaiser Oregon store. The settlement agreement is a compromise of dispute claims. It is not an admission of liability, wrongdoing, or unlawful conduct by BAM, the Mansell family, or any other released parties. Okay, so you can put that in here all you want. You can put it. It's not an admission of a liability, dude. You're settling because you don't want this to go to court. Because if it goes to court, the wrongdoing is going to be pointed towards you, BAM. Matt, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, Baker Salem, telling you that right there, y'all are going to go down if this goes to court. Bottom line. So you might not admit to it, but doesn't make it not true, all right? To any wrongdoing. Well, you do have wrongdoing because it's all over the videos. The video, so far, that video, it doesn't seem to be lying. Or unlawful conduct by BAM. You stole the mother freaking Lego. The Mansell family or any other released parties. You know what you did. You scams, you liars, you thieves, you freaking Rico son of a biscuit eaters. The Mansells confirmed that they have been compensated by BAM for the losses associated with their consignment arrangement and thus are releasing all their legal claims against BAM. Well, I mean, that's usually what an agreement is, but I don't see no signatures here. I don't see a judge signature here, and I really don't see Brian confirming this, okay? And now, if this is a really awesome agreement, so Brian should be able to discuss this however he wants, no matter how the settlement is. Even though there's usually a NDA usually. But I mean, since he was in the wrongdoing, he can put it in the stipulations to not have an NDA on this. I mean, that can happen. BAM or its leadership, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, or any current Bricks and Minifigs franchisee. BAM, the McNeffs, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best likewise will dismiss their lawsuits against Brian Mansell. Okay, well, tit for tat. You drop your lawsuits, I drop my lawsuits, because we're going to pay you off. Through the exchange of records and information during the legal mediation process, the parties developed a more complete understanding of what occurred. Okay. The underlying dispute arose from a consignment contract between the Mansell family and the Salem Kaiser Oregon store. BAM, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best were not parties to it. Yes, you were. They were completely parties to it. Mansell's loss arose in part from the sale, accounting, storage, and disposition of inventory by the former operator of the store. Right, first of all, the Mansells had a great relationship with Crystal, the former operator of the store. There was no issues until they came over and they stole the store from her. Then that's when the issue transpired. Everybody knows that. Everybody's seen it. I mean, it's all on video in front of your face. Stop lying, you crooked, scheming, manipulative pieces of crap. You freaking excrement that should not even be thought of as excrement, because you're so worse than excrement. All right, so here we go. As part of the settlement, Brian Mansell has assigned to BAM his claims under the original consignment contract. BAM may elect to pursue these claims against those responsible. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Sign over his claims. You're buying the claims because you're paying them off. All right. The Mansells have agreed to provide relevant records in support of BAM's claims. The same records that Crystal already has. You know, the parties believe this places responsibility for remedying any remaining fault with the appropriate parties. Them, because there was no problems until they stole the store. BAM recognizes that the Mansell family experienced a genuine loss, prolonged uncertainty, and considerable frustrations after the original contract was not properly administered by the former operators of the store, and during the transition from the former operators to the replacement franchisee. BAM regrets that it did not more quickly access information necessary to understand and resolve the matter. Okay, first of all, Kai, where is Kai? Where's Kai in all this? Where the hell is Kai in all this? Where is Kai? Because Kai was on the phone on all this whole thing. He was representing BAM. He was representing the whole thing. He's the one that said, hey, y'all know, we got this. Kai, and if you're going to sue Kai, then that's where I see this is going. You're going to sue Kai. All right. BAM has issued an unqualified apology. No. It better be a fucking bona fide, qualified, fucking legit apology to the Mansell family. Period. For the losses and pain suffered from the events surrounding this dispute. It better damn well be a legit. Okay, so the parties recognize that many Bricks and Minifig franchises and employees have no involvement with events surrounding this dispute, and hope that this resolution brings closure to everyone affected and all may return to their normal business activities and personal lives. It will never be the same. To be honest with you, I urge nobody to shop. I mean, I know they're individually owned, but I urge nobody to shop. Nobody shop. And better yet, help people with the GoFundMe to sue these fuckers until they completely shut down and they're done for good. All right. Recent post, press release, BAM franchises and Mansell family reached resolution over Star Wars collection dispute. Okay. This is Bruce Minifigs and IMMS questions. Mansell settlement consignment of rare collections of volunteer mediation. Okay, so press release, collection dispute. Mediation allowed exchange additional records to resolve the dispute in the line pursuing appropriate remaining claims respecting unauthorized consignment deals. It wasn't unauthorized. That is a lie. For former owners to close their store. No, and that did not make them close their store. Right. Bam stole the store. Right. Reached a comprehensive and equitable resolution in the Mansell family regarding the dispute surrounding a Lego Star Wars collection originally consigned to a former franchise owner of the Bricks Minifigs Sam Kaiser Oregon store. All right, so right now, the public wants to know what the settlement was. Bricks and Minifigs, until you release that information, you give Brian the ability to release that information until you have that agreement to have that information released. The public is still not going to shop at this store because this is a half-assed apology. This is not. This is bullshit. This is not good enough. It is not good enough. You are not sorry. This is not making everything good. You might make his family good. You may not. By hurting his family, you ruined your relationship with many consumers, many of your customers. Nobody wants to fuck with you no more. As part of the resolution, the Mansell family has been made whole by BAM for the losses associated with the consignment arrangement with the former franchise store owner. Okay, so at this point, there's no amount of money. I hate to say this. There's some things that are worth way more than money. And it's not pride. But there's purpose and there's greater good. I'm glad that Brian is whole again. Don't get me wrong. But and he deserves it. He deserves it. But I know Brian, he's not the kind of man that's going to leave the people who went to go help him just lie. Just lie there and get beat down. So, you know, he's not done. Agreement with the former franchise store ownership. Okay. The agreement resolves the dispute between BAM, its leadership, and the Mansell family. Yes. Just for that small piece of the, just that small piece. That's just the start of a much bigger issue. See, y'all should have took care of that a long time ago before it became a much bigger issue. But you wanted to try to get in the pissing contest. You want to see whose balls hung lower. You want to see whose dick was bigger, sicker, whatever. And the whole time, it wasn't about the size at all. It was about how you worked it, and it wasn't about that. It was how you cared about people and the relationships you carry. I mean, you know, this is crazy. more complete understanding of circumstances surrounding the original consignment agreement as part of the resolution. The Mansell family has been made whole by BAM for the loss associated with their consignment arrangement with the former franchise store owner, including an assignment to BAM of the Mansell claims arising from the original consignment contract. And the Mansells have agreed to provide relevant records should BAM elect to pursue those claims against those responsible. All right, first of all, he didn't hold back, and I don't think he held back any of those. He was going to give those. He was giving those, offering those things anyways. Hey, yo, who's this? Well, welcome, Cal. How's your spirit? Anyways, welcome in. It says, we're very glad through mediation we were finally able to sit down with the Mansell, exchange relevant records and information to develop a more complete picture of what occurred, said Eamon McNabb, CEO and BAM franchises. Most importantly, the Mansells have now been compensated for their loss, and rather than continuing to be an opposite side of the issue, we can move forward based on a fuller body of information. Well, first of all, I hope that you didn't just gave them just the value of. I mean, by this time, the value of those Legos have quadrupled in value just because they're Brian's and because of this debacle. Now they're majorly collector's items because these are the elusive Star Wars Mansell collection. The collection of, it's not because they're Star Wars anymore. It's because they're the Star Wars collections. They're the Mansell Star Wars collections. Now their values are probably a whole lot more valuable now. And if not, they should be. So the parties can move on forward with their lives. BAM also reiterated the impact of the lengthy dispute. We had apologized to the Mansell family for the uncertainty, loss, and the pain suffered during the. Yeah, I hope you give them pain and suffering too. Mansell experienced a genuine loss and a great deal of uncertainty and frustration. Eamon McNabb said, we regret that we were not more quickly able to access the information necessary to fully understand. That is BS, all right? You had control of all that. You took over all that. You had that from day one, okay? You just were too damn lazy to go look through it. You know, there's a blogs underlining dispute. Several media efforts remaining ongoing. Relation with the Mansell family does not resolve separate pending matters involving Ben Schneider and the related parties. Yes, see, that's the problem. That's the bigger problem there. It's an even bigger problem. Because you're going to have to handle Ben Schneider. And now you're going to have to take care of this dude. You have to take care of him a whole lot more. I mean, Brian just wanted to make whole again. Ben just wanted him to be whole again, but Ben now through all this stuff and seeing what kind of corrupt people you are, and how much you didn't care about him, but how much you didn't care about your own franchisees and all your employees and your consumers and stuff like that. You are you are just so full of shit. You got a whole lot. There's a whole lot more court case going on right here. So Bam settled with complainant number one. What we call when there's like a breakout, you want to find subject number one. Well, he's subject number one. He's the number one. He's the number one guy. Was Brian. Okay. Ben went to go help Brian. But Ben and his team got a lot of bad stuff happened. They got pulled over for no particular reason. They got searched. They got raided. They got pretty much handcuffed, put in holding cells, interrogated. Ben got put in jail, was held in jail. He had to pay bonds. He still got criminal cases on him. All because of you. Yeah, you better start figuring out what you can do to fix that problem. And then on top of that, your connection with the police department, the corrupted police department that actually helped you out because you lied to the police. Guess what? You lied to the police. False statements to the police. That is illegal. You are looking at jail and prison time because you false imprisoned somebody off of those false accusations. They did a Google search warrant. They did a search warrant for his Google search on his Google and YouTube channels and all that stuff of false information that you've given them, which is completely illegal against his civil rights, and then you had a restraining order put on him, a temporary restraining order on him, restricting him of his First Amendment right. Now, you're in some hot water. That's some shit. And I'm sorry, but you're going to go and... I don't care. You're Mormon. I don't care who you are. I mean, you can be a sadist. I don't care who you are. You're going to hell. You do not deserve any people buying shit from you, going to any of your stores. And I know there's innocent people involved in this. There's innocent people who own franchises, but they were scammed by you to buy those franchises. And like I said, this is what I suggest. Nobody buy from any Bricks and Minifigs ever again. Do not ever shop at them. I know they're individually owned, but if you want to help those owners out, create a GoFundMe, help them out of that situation, out of that hell that they're in. That's how you can help. You know, like and subscribe. Talk to me. I thank y'all for talking to me. Thank you for sticking around. Thank he goes over there. He glad to hear you speak your mind. I'm hearing this first over here. Looking forward to stay a while. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. All right, so we got this. And right now, right now, all they're doing right here is they're posting this, trying to do PR. They're trying to save face and do public relations and trying to save their company. And I'm sorry. These are only my opinions, guys. These are only my opinions. Only my opinions. But there's things that I love to do. But I'll tell you right now, there's a way of raping somebody without being sexual. And that was stealing $200,000 worth of Legos from a man who is very, very ill, dying from, I guess, cancer or something like that. That is you know, let me look this up real quick. Let me look this up. Okay, so Okay. There's a thing in here. It says spoil or destroy. The timber industry is raping the land. Devoting violent seizure of property, later carrying off a woman by force. So, violent seizure of property. All right. Brian Mansell got raped of his property. All right. And just so I can put it right here.
Okay, everybody, you already know all the news.
You know, late Middle English original denoting violent seizure of property. Later carrying off a woman by force. You know, and then it moves on. Spoil or destroy a place. The timber industry is raping the land. It's similar to ravage, plunder, pillage, and violate. Desecrate, defile, lay waste, ransack, sack, raid, despoil, spoil, reeve, deprate. So this is what we know it as, but it has so many more meanings. All right, so powered by Oxford Language. All right. Just so y'all know.
But this was kind of that original sin. And it's good news for the public. I don't know how good a news it is for the Gorman law, Gormans, but
Anyways, so this is where we get the beginning of the story of the $2,000 Legos that were stolen from this man, Reckless Ben, who is in the lawsuit with BAM as well. See if he gets a settlement. Then let's see the former franchisee that is currently suing BAM for RICO, civil RICO, and see if that goes anywhere.
Hey guys, so I was not
Um,
expecting to live stream today for many reasons. Number one, I'm probably on about 2 hours of sleep. Number two, there are roof.
And there's so much here.
You better treat me as a hostile witness.
This Tupac Shakur murder trial is
All right.
bringing in.
I've been doing the Tupac murder trial. Let's go ahead and get this.
Fortunately, we.
Let's go ahead and get it to Echo Base real quick. Just quick 14 minutes. Let's hear what they got to say.
I have not read the settlement, the post from Bricks and Minifigs, but I do know that people are pissed off. I do know that. So I'm about to find out why exactly. So we're going to do a full-on reaction right here. Nick has already read it. So, Nick, we'll get into this.
This is how I
idea
feel.
what's happening.
I mean, I'm pretty
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm pretty like
Bricks and
blah about it.
Minifigs,
But let's
the
see what
settlement, Brian
if
Mansell,
who else feels
Impossible
what
Murders.
everybody else feels like. But if y'all want to go check out Echo Base, I think I got them linked in the description.
There it is. That's the news. People have been waiting for what is next.
This
in
is
the
stuff that we
Bricks
just
and
went through.
Minifigs saga. A lot of people have been speculating, and we've been told that they're struggling majorly right now. That's the last video that we made. You know, that was a huge update. That they're struggling. Well, they might be struggling even more because it looks like now there's a settlement. We don't know the details of the settlement, but resolution reached. Bricks and Minifigs and Brian Mansell family settlement consignment of rare collection through voluntary mediation. A lot of people were saying that it was Brian Mansell who was not going to settle with Bricks and Minifigs, that they would settle with Reckless Ben and the Gormans before. That's what the speculation was all around the place, but that didn't happen. So here we go, August 19th, BAM Franchising Incorporated, Ammon and McNeff, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, and the Mansell family are pleased to announce. Oh, and by the way, this is a joint statement from BAM Franchising and the Mansell family. So they're
Crystal Gorman, they got raped of their business.
Together. We'll see. That they have reached a comprehensive and amicable resolution of a private civil dispute relating to the Mansell's family's Lego Star Wars collection. The collection was originally consigned to a former operator of the Bricks and Minifigs Salem Kaiser Oregon store. So that was Chris Gorman.
Yep.
This settlement agreement is a compromise of disputed claims. It is not an admission of liability. Bro, you're liable. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is not an admission of liability, wrongdoing, or unlawful conduct by BAM, the Mansells, or any other released party. All right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
The Mansells confirm that they have been compensated by BAM for the losses associated with their consignment arrangement and thus are releasing all their legal claims against BAM, its leadership, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, or any current Bricks and Minifigs franchise or franchisee. BAM, the McNeffs, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best likewise will dismiss. So the lawsuit's been dropped. They've reached a settlement. Thank you for your three big, huge sentences. They've reached a settlement. Through their exchange of records and information during the legal and mediation processes, the parties
they went to school.
Complete
They know
understanding
words.
of what occurred. Did you? The underlying dispute arose from a consignment contract between the Mansell family and the Salem Kaiser Oregon store. The underlying dispute arose
They
from a
know
consignment.
big boys.
So they're saying the problem is with the consignment agreement?
They got big brains.
Yeah.
They got psychology degree.
Something that they actually did know about.
They did.
And
they can't say they weren't aware of the consignment.
Yeah.
Chris told them they coached Chris on how to handle the consignment, according to her. And there's evidence to that in Slack that BAM has not released yet. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So just be prepared. There's a lot of
great
misdirection.
This is almost over. There's not even much left. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So Bam, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best were not parties to it. Yes, you were. The new owner takes on the consignment.
Yeah.
That's their own words. What are you talking about?
Yep.
The Mansell's loss arose in part from the sale, accounting, storage, and disposition of inventory. Oh, they're blaming Chris.
Yep.
So hold up. Is this a joint statement?
Yes.
That's the question.
Yeah. So that's why people are pissed off, because a lot of people are thinking that. Well, we'll get into it here in a minute. Just keep reading.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's a big question. Okay.
Yeah.
So as part of the settlement, Brian Mansell has assigned to BAM his claims under the original consignment contract. BAM may elect to pursue these claims against those responsible. As part of the settlement, Brian Mansell has assigned to BAM his claims under the original consignment. I don't even really know what that means.
The wording is weird.
BAM may elect to pursue these claims against those responsible. So that is threat of legal action against
I'm
Chris
thinking
Gorman.
that could be
That's what that
Kai
sentence
McAllister.
Yes.
The Mansells have agreed.
Because
they're already suing
didn't
him, by
Kai?
the way. So that's a that.
I
would be a
thought Kai got
countersuit.
fired, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. The Mansells have agreed to provide relevant records in support of BAM's claims. The parties believe this places responsibility for remedying any remaining fault with the appropriate parties. Hold up. Hang on a second. The documents that Brian has, to my knowledge, are the exact same documents that Chris Gorman has.
Yeah.
It's the same documents.
Yep.
I don't know. So we have reached out to Brian Mansell. Brian Mansell is coming onto our channel in the very near future. He reached out to us today.
I can't wait to check that out.
We love Brian Mansell.
Yeah.
And I want to do, and I'm very happy for Brian that he's reached a settlement. But this statement raises some questions.
Yeah.
And how joint is this?
Yeah.
Really.
And I did send him a message, so we will get.
We have
answers.
reached out.
We will get answers to this. We will figure out what's going on.
I would advise caution. Don't be mad at Brian Mansell yet.
Exactly.
This is on Bricks and Minifigs website.
Yeah. And we know how they like to lie, manipulate.
Yeah.
Anything they can do to put things in their favor and their light. They've already lied in the statement right here.
Yeah.
And there's already evidence to prove that they've lied in the statement. So.
All right. The parties believe this places responsibility for remedying any remaining fault with the appropriate parties. So again,
which is
it almost seems like more than half of what we've read so far is all about blaming the Gormans.
Yep.
BAM recognizes
it's all their fault.
BAM recognizes that the Mansell family experienced a genuine loss, prolonged uncertainty, and considerable frustration after the original contract was not properly administered by the former operator. There it is again.
Yeah.
Of the store. So hang on a second. If you recognized that, why didn't you take care of this months ago or years ago?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's been, ladies and gentlemen, it's been hot in the news for over 2 months now, but the crap's been happening for years.
Yeah. And the thing is, literally on video, like Josh Johnson's like, yeah, we'll give the Legos back. Lie. We got all these U-Haul records, Legos showing up at corporate stores, like
deception.
Them basically telling Brian, and he even talks about this in the Reckless Ben video. Let me tell you how this is going to go. If you take us to court, we're going to drag this thing out for so long. Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's finish this thing. BAM recognizes that the Mansell family experienced a genuine loss, prolonged uncertainty, and considerable frustration after the original contract was not properly administered by the former operator of the store and during the transition from the former operator to the replacement franchisees. We already have your own statements on recording.
Yeah.
you're not to worry about it, Crystal. Crystal tried to take care of it.
Yeah, this is a
And they said,
is a business decision.
This is a business decision.
thing.
They take on all that consignment.
Yeah.
You just need to leave, pretty much.
Yep.
All right. BAM regrets that it did not more quickly access information necessary to understand and resolve the matter.
Bull shite.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, well, first of all they did was lie and deny.
Yeah,
So
lie, deny, delay.
BAM has issued an unqualified apology to the Mansell family. What does unqualified mean? What is an unqualified apology?
I have no clue.
That's new to me.
I don't know.
I know I'm from Alabama, but I do have 2 college degrees. I don't know what an unqualified apology is.
Yeah. But the college you did go to is also in Alabama, just to be clear.
Shut up. All right. So they issued an unqualified apology to the Mansell family for the losses and pain suffered from the events surrounding this dispute. So you gave them an apology. Okay. The parties recognized that many Bricks and Minifigs franchises and employees had no involvement with events surrounding this dispute and hope that this resolution brings closure to everyone affected and all may return to their normal business activities and personal lives. No, Bricks and Minifigs, you're not returning to your normal operations.
Yeah.
Your brand is tainted forevermore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, real quick, an unqualified apology is a complete, unconditional expression of regret that accepts full responsibility for a mistake without any excuses, blame shifting, or minimizing language.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And you know, I know that the terms of the settlement is private. You know, I really would like to know what Brian Mansell was given. What was the agreement? Because the settlement is you accept the offer from the defense.
Yeah.
The people you're suing. You accept an offer to drop the case. And you can't ever sue them again for the same thing.
Yeah.
So it had to be an offer worth accepting.
It better be damn good. It better be
doesn't mean that you
freaking
got
good.
what you wanted. Now, the risk is you deny the settlement, you go to trial, and if you lose, you might get nothing.
And they don't want this going to discovery.
Right.
And if they're smart, they'll try to freaking settle out of court with Reckless Ben and Chris Gorman as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't appear, bro, that they're going to be trying to settle with Chris Gorman, or this is strategy. Remember, McNeff is some kind of pseudo psychologist. He's got a psychology degree.
Yeah.
What if
smart villain.
What if he is just threat, offer them a settlement?
Yeah.
And they're going to take it because we just threatened them so much. We're scaring the piss out of the Gormans. Yeah. And now they're more likely to accept our settlement agreement. And we're never going to go to discovery. And it's the only chance.
Yeah, it's a psychological warfare.
Man, even if they settle out of court,
he's fucking with their minds.
Dead, in my opinion.
I don't disagree.
I don't see how it comes back.
I completely agree. I'm just saying that's probably their perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
So, guys, this is really interesting.
Art of manipulation, man. Art of manipulation.
So we had several people reach out to us today. You know, I am back at work now, so I'm not out for the summer anymore. So,
but like I said, guys, this right here is Echo Base Network. You know, you can find them. The link should be, or their name should be, in my description, so you could be able to go check out their links there, and that's for sure. But that's number one that I wanted to go through. let's see what. Let's see what.
What's up, you guys?
Let's see what. Toy Bounty Hunter has to say. Okay. There we go. See what he has to say on this whole ordeal. Obviously, he's on the go when he did this.
Here, news is broken. Fortunately, we are stuck at work, so we can't really make a video about it. But I thought I'd go ahead and read this real quick. So apparently, a resolution has been reached between Brian Mansell and Bricks and Minifigs. Wow. So this is from their by their marketing team from their website under the blog portion. And I'm sure we'll go into more details because like 3 things have been released by them. But this one says resolution reached, and I'll probably end up linking this later on in the description for those of you that want to check it out. But it says resolution reached. Bricks and Minifigs and Mansell families settle consignment of rare collection through voluntary mediation. It says joint statement from BAM Franchising and Mansell family, August 19, 2026. BAM Franchising Inc., Eamon and Matt McNeff, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, and the Mansell family are pleased to announce that they've reached a comprehensive and amicable resolution of a private civil dispute relating to the Mansell family's Lego Star Wars collection. The collection was originally consigned to a former operator of the Bricks and Minifigs Salem Kaiser Oregon store. The settlement agreement is a compromise of disputed claims. It is not an admission of liability. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. Why would they, right? Of course it isn't. Wrongdoing or lawful conduct by
See,
BAM,
that's the biggest problem I
Mansell,
have.
or any other released party. The Mansells confirmed that they have been compensated by BAM for those losses associated with their consignment arrangement and thus are releasing all their legal claims.
They're not
against
taking
BAM,
responsibility.
its leadership, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, or any current Bricks and Minifigs franchisee. BAM, the McNeffs, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best likewise will dismiss their lawsuit against Brian Mansell. So that means he's out. Brian Mansell is out of the lawsuit now, at least according to what this statement says here. What do you think about that, Or?
Long over fucking due. Long overdue. They should have did it when they said that on Fox News like forever ago.
Yep, they should have, right? So it says here, through the exchange of records and information during the legal and mediation process, the parties developed a more complete understanding of what occurred. The underlying dispute arose from consignment contract between the Mansell family and the Salem Kaiser Oregon store. BAM, Baker Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best were not parties to it. The Mansell's loss arose in part from the sale, accounting, storage, and disposition of inventory by the former operator of the store. So these motherfuckers are still blaming Crystal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're still blaming Crystal. Can you believe that shit?
I do believe that shit.
Look at this. As part of the settlement, Brian Mansell has assigned to BAM his claims.
They're
under
not
the
taking
consignment
responsibility.
Contract. BAM may elect to pursue
Man
these,
up, grow some
claims
balls,
against
take
those
responsibility
responsible. The Mansells have agreed to
for
provide
your
relevant
mistakes.
records in support of BAM's claims. The parties believe
I'll
that
forgive
places,
somebody for their
places
mistakes.
responsibility for remedying any remaining.
But for those who are
with the
cowards and
appropriate
can't man
BAM
up for their
recognizes
own
that the
mistakes,
Mansell family experienced a genuine loss, prolonged
fuck 'em.
uncertainty, and considerable frustration after the original contract was not properly administered by the former operator of the store and during the transition from the former operator to the replacement franchisees. They're such assholes. They're such assholes, man. BAM regrets that it did not more quickly access information necessary to understand and resolve the matter. BAM has issued an unqualified apology to the Mansell family for the losses and pain suffered from the events surrounding this dispute. The parties recognize that many Bricks and Minifigs franchises and employees had no involvement with events surrounding this dispute and hope that the resolution brings closure to everyone affected and all may return to their normal business activities and personal lives. So there's that. There's another one which I'll probably make a video on later at some point. But that's more or less it, right? They're still not taking responsibility. You know, they're still basically scapegoating Crystal in the thing, blaming her. And but they're saying, hey, well, at least Brian's okay, right? We've settled with Brian, so you know what? He's out of the lawsuit. We're not worried about him anymore. He's made whole as far as we're concerned. But yeah, they're still throwing Crystal under the bus. But anyways, that's what it is. So I'll probably do a follow-up on this as soon as I can. But I wanted to just make this quick video talking about this. You know, this resolution that has been reached. But it's a pretty
fire, dog.
We're not gonna get fired
In the first place.
Yeah, they should have done this messed up, right? That they
All right.
But anyways, we'll go ahead and wrap it here because we got to get.
I feel that it's not Brian throwing Crystal under the bus, but I feel that they're using Brian's name to throw Crystal under the bus. But I think Crystal knows, more likely. More likely how these things are. I will have to get to, probably tomorrow, I'll get to BBQ Counselor and Lus reactions.
Going back to bricks and minifigs?
I'll probably, but I am going to get, Sheldon's reaction. Because this guy is great. Sheldon's great. Great. This guy is... He's human. People make mistakes. Like I said, he's made mistakes in life. People make mistakes in life. I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. You know, but when you man up, take responsibility, and even if you pay for your mistakes and you move on, but you don't go and scapegoat your way out, or you know, even Crystal, she made mistakes when she was younger. Which, remember, at the beginning, Bricks and Minifigs, they try to blame that kind of stuff on her before, you know, and use that against her. And she was like, "Are you serious? You said that wasn't going to be an issue, you know, and now you're trying to get it to haunt me." That stuff is that kind of stuff is bullshit. It's bullshit. And you know, I'm not perfect. I had problems in my past, but none of it is major. Some traffic violations, you know, or some childish, stupid shit that I should never have done. You know, if something happened on my 21st birthday, I'll leave it at that. You can just imagine what that could be. You know, just imagine being behind bars on your 21st birthday. Just imagine what happened. Anyways, so we're gonna go. I'm not perfect. I made mistakes, but I got better. I improved my mistakes. I worked with the judge. I went through things. I became a correctional officer. I became a productive member of society. I righted my wrong. I did so much And then I paid for it in a really in a way that ruined me for pretty much the rest of my life. I made a deal, and I was already set up to be in corrections, and so I could be a law enforcement officer, so I can progress up the ranks and try to be a good guy in life and do good in the world, and that's what I was trying to aim for. But you know, I'm rolling around. I don't know if you can see the back of this, but this is a wheelchair. I don't know if you can see that this is a wheelchair. This is the wheelchair I'm in, and I have a lot of injuries because of on the job situations when I was working at corrections. Got a lot of my back is messed up. My neck's on my joint, my neck, my arms, my joints. I'm been in consistent pain for since 2008, and I'm barely, for the first time in my life, able to have pain medication. And I'm barely getting pain medication this year. And I begged and I pleaded, and finally I'm able to get it. But now I'm starting to get surgeries, got epidurals, got nerve burnings, and that's a whole different story from another time, another day. But let's get into all I'm saying is I made one small mistake, and I said, you know what, Judge, I'm a good person, and I'm going to prove that I'm a good person. I'm already set up to go into corrections. I was going to go in law enforcement and stuff like that. I do good things in the world, and this was just a mistake, and I'm going to prove it to you if you let me prove it to you. If we can do this, and that way I don't need this on my record. If we clean my record up, so I can continue making good choices in my life. I didn't mean to do this, and I barely turned 21, and you know, I didn't want it to ruin my life forever. And they agreed with me, and they gave me that chance. And I was working in corrections, and then I got hurt in corrections during a riot type of situation in the prison system, and nearly died. And but I'm still alive, which I thank God every day for. But I'm gonna go ahead and watch this. We're gonna go ahead and watch the Sheldon, and let's see. I got 3 more things that I'll pick up tomorrow. I got probably 3 more reactions I'll pick up tomorrow. Maybe a couple more things, a couple more people probably react a little bit more tomorrow. But I know I got BBQ Counselor, I got Lus, and I got the Fugal Family Flies again. She is a local YouTuber in Utah. She goes through American Fork all the time. She actually spent time with Tyler's mom, and she was in the, you know, those council meetings and everything at American Fork and stuff like that. So what we'll do, watch her reaction tomorrow. But let's go ahead and I don't know. I don't think he's going to go on long about this. I think he's just going to skim through it.
What's up, you guys? Let's We got Brian his Legos back. We did it. Yeah. Woo.
I love that reaction.
Yeah. We did it. We got him his Legos back.
I want to
for
see
the financial
Ben's reaction.
equivalent. Woo. Yeah. All right. We did it. Brian got. I can't get over it. Oh my God. Brian got his Legos back.
I want to tear up.
Oh, woo. This is crazy. So that being said, I did have to sign over my rights to my 10,000 Brandon bucks for this settlement. We had to sign our Legos back to Brandon or to Brian. So I don't own the $10,000 worth of Legos anymore. So I'm gonna have to drop my case. So no more. Well, Brian spent most of the GoFundMe on legal fees fighting these RICO charges. So I don't know, not very unethical. He would have not been able to fight them in court and would have had to put his family into financial ruin over his own Legos. So you are wrong. Brian spent most of the GoFundMe on lawyers fighting RICO charges.
That gets emotional. Ooh.
But who's the next target? I don't know. I guess this is the end of my career. I was a one-hit wonder. No, I don't know. Resolution reached. Bricks and Minifigs and Mansell family settle consignment of rare collection through voluntary mediation. Brand franchising. Eamon and Matt McNeff. Baker Salem. Josh Johnson. Brandon Best.
I said, don't get me wrong.
Family are pleased to announce they've reached a comprehensive and amicable resolution of a private civil dispute. Not very private. But,
Hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Lego Star Wars.
Okay. Getting a little emotional. Emotional, baby. Okay.
Collection. The collection was originally consigned to a former operator of the Bricks and Minifigs Salem Kaiser, Oregon store. Yeah, two-hit wonder, yeah. Thank you, guys. The settlement agreement is a compromise of disputed claims. It is not admission of liability, wrongdoing, or unlawful conduct by BAM, the Mansells, or any other released party. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a lawsuit. When you settle, no one ever takes accountability. Oh, thanks, SADS, WSDCSA. It's all downhill.
That's what I hate about it. Nobody took accountability.
They have been compensated by BAM for the losses associated with their consignment arrangement and thus releasing all their legal claims against BAM, its leadership, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, or any current Bricks and Minifigs franchisee. BAM, the McNabbs, Baker, Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best likewise will dismiss their lawsuit against Brian. Yeah! Now these cocksucking retards can sue us. Sorry for the language, but I hate Bricks and Minifigs. I didn't like that they were suing Brian. Is Ben still being sued? We'll get to that. Through the exchange of records and information during the legal and mediation processes, the parties develop a more complete understanding of what occurred. The underlying dispute arose from a consignment contract between the Mansell family and the Salem Kaiser Oregon store. Bam, Baker, Salem, Josh Johnson, and Brandon Best were not parties to it. They're still just... they're just retarded. The Mansell's loss arose in part from the sale, accounting, storage, and disposition of inventory by the former operator of the store. As part of the settlement, Brian has assigned to BAM his claims under the original consignment contract. So that also, yeah, they could have just paid him. Brian won. BAM may elect to pursue these claims against those responsible. So they're talking about going after, thanks, Lord Mushy. The Mansells have agreed to provide relevant records in support of BAM's claims. The parties believe this places responsibility for remedying any remaining fault with the appropriate parties. BAM recognizes that the Mansell family experienced a genuine loss, prolonged uncertainty, and considerable frustration after the original contract was not properly administered by the former operator of the store during the transition from the former operator to the replacement franchisees. Oh, wow. So they agree that the replacement franchisees did a bad job here. So they're throwing Josh and Brandon under the bus. That's cool. Because it was, I would say it's like definitely mostly them, in my opinion. BAM regrets that it did not more quickly access information necessary. Oh, yeah, like we weren't trying to give it to you for over a year. You fucking understand and resolve the matter. BAM has issued an unqualified apology to the Mansell family for the losses and pain suffered for the events surrounding the dispute. The parties recognize that many Bricks and Minifigs franchisees and employees had known... Nice, thanks for the $2, Dog Light. I'm getting a trophy. Can I send it to you? Sure. BAM has issued an unqualified apology to the Mansell family. BAM Mac fact check update. Oh, okay, we'll go to the BAM map, I guess. The parties recognize that many Bricks and Minifigs franchisees and employees had
There's some on BAM map
surrounding this dispute and hope that this resolution brings closure. It's kind of like you could have just done this to begin with, but yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, my bad. But to sum up this settlement, this is basically a good summarizing. Yeah, we got our king here. We're sorry. It's like that South Park episode. I love you. You know what I mean? No chicken dance? I guess not. But yeah. So let's see what BJC's take on this is.
Breaking news. Bricks and Minifigs has settled with Brian Mansell. You did not miss here. There has been a settlement.
Oh, wow.
2 hours ago. Today is Wednesday, August 19th, 12:42 p.m. Eastern,
All right.
And this is a press release.
All right, so there was a BAM map update that I totally missed. All right, so we'll come right here. It talks about unqualified apology. Choose your claim those responsible. I'm old, so I'm gonna have to zoom in here. Okay, so BAM settled with the Mansell family this morning, took an assignment of BAM Mansell's consignment claims and wrote that it may elect to pursue these claims against those responsible. It never says who they are. The record offers the candidates and each door is already closed by BAM. The operators, the custody record points are released by name on both of BAM known pages. Company taking record point cannot sue itself, and about the claims in the one candidate BAM name is reachable only in BAM frequently asked question. I think what they're thinking about, they're thinking about Crystal and Ben Gorman, and they're thinking probably Kai McAllister, because where the hell is Kai? I mean, I'm just saying, because Kai was the one that was on the phone, and Kai was acting like he was the boss, but Kai didn't have no authority at that time. But he was acting like he had the authority. Um. Okay. Okay, I don't think that has anything to do. Okay, so this is what I want to look. Brian Mansell did not sign an NDA. Yeah, what happened to Kai? What happened to Kai? Brian Mansell did not sign an NDA. BAM published 3 settlement documents on August 19. None contained a confidentiality clause, non-disclosure term, or non-deparment term. The only published speech obligation points at BAM records and testimony for its assigned claims, and the man BAM paid is booked to talk about the settlement on camera. BJC announced on stream the same day that Brian Mansell has agreed to come on the channel and release bars suing and NDA bar telling. I love bad maps because it has all this stuff that will back up what they're saying, and of course here's the whole bombshell Brooks Minifigs setup with BJC that she came out with. Okay, back to
directly from Bricks and Minifigs' own
Sheldon
publishing, press people. BAM Franchising and Mansell family reach resolution over Star Wars
Thanks for the sub, Mr.
collection dispute. Mediation allowed parties to exchange additional records, resolve their dispute, and align on pursuing appropriate remaining claims respecting unauthorized consignment deal by former owner of closed store. Okay, what? This is my first time reading. I didn't even read it. I saw this headline and I just rushed to film this. So let's read it together. Salt Lake City, Bricks and Minifigs, and authorized that it has reached a comprehensive and amicable. I'm so Because I know.
So he's getting Legos back. He's getting the Legos back. Obviously, some of them were in a U-Haul. But they had to pay for all the missing Legos.
For this to have happened, they had to have agreed to make Brian Mansell whole in some way. So this is really great news. I don't think Brian Mansell was just going to be settling for no reason, but you'll be able to hear his words directly because he has agreed to come on my channel sometime this week or maybe next week to talk about this. So stand by for that. But I haven't even read this.
Look at that. So the only kings allowed on BJC, the Queen of YouTube's live show, are Brian Mansell and Sheldon Norcross. Isn't that crazy?
At all.
I'm not special enough to have a guest. Obviously,
and amicable resolution with
any
the
kind of
Mansell
guest.
family regarding the dispute surrounding a Lego Star Wars collection originally consigned to a former franchise owner, that's Crystal, of the Bricks and Minifigs Salem, Kaiser, Oregon store.
Ever since I was been off for a while
Between Bricks and Minifigs, its
and doing
Mansell family, and follows an
and having surgery and medical issues, I haven't been able to be consistent. So my views have been down.
A more complete understanding of the circumstances surrounding the original consignment arrangement. Wow. Look at the big part right here. As part of the resolution, the Mansell family has been made whole by BAM for the losses associated with their consignment arrangement with Crystal, including assignment of their claims. Hold on. Part of the resolution, the Mansell family has been made whole by Bricks and Minifigs for the losses associated with their consignment. So the Mansell family's been made whole.
My other mic broke, by the way, chat, but we got this real shitty one that everyone used to complain about. Hopefully the audio's decent. I'll go get a new one soon.
By Bricks and Minifigs.
Hey Sheldon, that's not a bad mic. You just gotta be closer to it.
Of Brian Mansell's claims arising from the original contract. And the Mansells have agreed to provide relevant records should Bricks and Minifigs
Believe it or not,
sue.
with the proper settings,
Oh my God.
you can make even the crappiest mic sound really good.
There's a quote from Ammon. Quote, "We are very glad that through
Just
mediation,
saying.
we are finally able to sit down with the Mansells, exchange relevant records and information."
And this is coming from a guy who's done sound and lighting most of my life.
Most importantly, the Mansells have now been compensated
Professional.
for their
Yeah,
loss.
minus $500 mic. Yeah, it was brand new too, but I gotta.
And rather than continuing to be on opposite
gotta
sides
bedazzle
of
it.
the issue,
Yeah, I don't know if me and BJC. Oh, thanks for the $5. The new mic fund. Yeah.
we can move
I don't know if I would. Should I parody BJC? You know, I can never do that. She's too nice.
forward based on a fuller body of information. Well, when you say rather than being on opposite sides, so what? They're joining forces?
Audio is great. Remind people to sub and like. Yeah, we're almost at 20K. I don't know. Probably most of you guys are my subscribers. Yeah, we're like 40 away from 20K right now.
Matt, I don't even know how many subscribers I have. You're talking about subscribers. After 1,000 subscribers, I stopped counting.
That's up for debate. Okay, I don't think they really did. But again, this is coming from BAM's people. They are pleased that the mediation process and the broader exchange of information has now created an opportunity for the parties to move forward with their lives. Bricks and Minifigs also reiterated the impact of the lengthy dispute and the impact it had.
Oh,
on
19.9.
And even apologized.
Oh, I mean, it's on my screen, right?
Bricks and Minifigs apologized.
Why didn't I just look on my screen? Oh, 19.941.
Wow.
I thought I had 20K earlier.
So it's not good enough.
But I lost them. I lost them.
Good job, team. Good job, team. Good job, internet. We did it. Good job, Ben, obviously. Good job, Mansell's the most, but wow. Wow. With our minds together, look what we can do.
Oh.
They apologized to him, too.
I'm proud of Ben. I don't have nothing to do with it. I just wanted to keep I still want to keep a light shined on this because it ain't over.
Chat has spoken. What the heck? Is this a BBQ counselor video?
No, I don't know. What is he watching? Oh, BBQ. I thought it was copyright.
Damn. What is this? Is this a 19? Am I in the right channel?
Oh, maybe I don't have to go do the BBQ thing. Maybe he's gonna do the BBQ thing for me. But this might not be the most recent one. I know he's did a couple. I know he's did a couple of reviews on the settlement.
No, it's a premiere. It's like about to go, I guess. 14 seconds. Bro, this is like way too. This is way too hype for like a barbecue. No offense, barbecue. This is like so intense. Like, bro, there better be like an anime.
What's up, Tim?
Awesome barbecue counselor.
Welcome.
Right now with Eamon chicken dancing animated in the background after this.
Bam just settled with.
Yeah, it's so funny, dude. That was so intense.
Brian Mansell, the man
Bam!
accused of being part of a RICO enterprise, and according to Bam's own statement,
So YouTube live stuff. I don't know. I just think it's funny. We don't got anything like that on this channel.
For their losses,
We got Jim and Ben in the chat. What up, Ben?
apologize to him, and to dismiss Brian from the ongoing lawsuit. So, what exactly happened here? How much did Bam pay? What did Bam learn during the mediation that apparently changed its position? And what does this settlement do
we're
to
winding
Bam's
down, but this
lawsuit
is
against Reckless Ben? And maybe
this is good news for Brian Mansell.
what does it mean that Brian Mansell assigned his claims against Crystal Law to Bam, potentially putting Bam in a position to sue its
Chad.
former franchisee?
back.
Today
Always
we're going
back.
through Bam's settlement statement
back.
and figure out what it actually means for Brian Mansell, Crystal Law, and for Reckless Ben. Hit that like and let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into it. Bricks and Minifigs just issued this statement a few minutes ago, noting resolution reached. Bricks and Minifigs and Mansell family settle consignment of rare collection through voluntary mediation. First thing I notice about this, no mention of Reckless Ben, and I don't think there's a mention of Reckless Ben anywhere in this agreement. This follows on some of the analysis I did before, where I said it looked to me like Brian Mansell may be closer to settlement than Reckless Ben. And sure enough, that's exactly what appears to have happened. There's no mention of Reckless Ben in here, and there is a mention of Crystal Law, but only by reference, not by name exactly. This is being published as a joint statement from Bricks and Minifigs and the
The only thing I don't get is I don't see no signatures. I don't see
in the main civil suit,
a judge signature.
the McNeffs, Josh Johnson,
But I do see it
company, and the Mansell family
on the BAM website.
a comprehensive and amicable
I
resolution
do not trust BAM at all.
of the dispute involving
So
the Mansell family's Lego Star Wars
BAM
collection.
can write and say whatever the hell they want, post it just so they can try to save their
For
company.
the losses associated with their consignment arrangement. Here's the important thing. That is in the past tense. That means BAM has already paid the Mansells. Part of the agreement, and we likely will never see the settlement agreement because it's probably under an NDA, a confidentiality agreement, and it will be
Sheldon up there,
see the light of day.
one of the characters in this whole saga.
Okay.
To the rest.
Shout out
There's-
Exposing Tyler's Productions in the chat, which is my
Attorney.
account that I'm definitely.
I suspect
I guess someone stole my idea.
is that as part of the
There-
agreement,
there's the
for
attorney there.
settlement, before any public statement could be made.
Just
the
joining what happened. Brian has been given back his Legos.
Mansell's likely insisted that they get paid first. The reason why I think that is because what Bricks and Minifigs most needs right now is for the bad publicity to stop. Is for them to stop.
Yo, we got
hemorrhaging-
Jordan in the chat. What up? What up, Jordan? What up, buddy? We got Brian, his Legos back. We got Provo Canyon shut down. This is the biggest week in YouTube history, I feel like, of accomplishments.
The hate among
Provo
their
Canyon shut down.
customer base and the world at large. They needed to
There's
make
so
a
much stuff
statement
going on.
and
All right, so that's right. Reckless Ben and Sheldon, they went in undercover into Provo Canyon schools, which is supposed to be like a correctional schooling for troubled youth or whatever. However they want to put it. Paris Hilton was sent there, and she claimed to be either like raped or and mistreated and tortured and all kinds of stuff. Well, they went over there to expose that same place, and coming to find out everything that Paris Hilton said was true. And they went through the same situation with Reckless Ben and Sheldon. And they were witnessing this stuff happening. And now that school is shut down. But for how long? We'll see. On with the show.
and likely the Mansells held that over their head and would not permit any kind of public statement to be made until they already got paid. Now, the next thing that they say here is that the plaintiffs, so Bricks and Minifigs, the McNeffs, et cetera, are going to dismiss their lawsuit against Brian Mansell. Can they do that? Yes, because Brian Mansell has not yet responded to the complaint. And remember, last week or the week before, Brian Mansell requested an additional extension to the court for his time to respond to the complaint and asked for that to be set until early September. And I said at the time, I thought that signaled that the Mansells were close to settlement. And sure enough, they were. So here what's happened is because Brian Mansell has not yet responded, the plaintiffs are allowed to dismiss the claims against Brian Mansell at will. They just file
Have you guys, has anyone here ever heard? Has anyone here ever heard of someone suing somebody and then ending up having to pay them in their life?
No.
Ever? Right? Like, am I right here? Like, has anyone ever
Well, yeah.
heard of someone getting sued by somebody for RICO claims and then having to pay the person they paid to file a lawsuit against money? Like, this is how stupid Bricks and Minifigs is.
But not RICO claims. But
Yeah, they're still suing Ben and us, technically, but I don't think they're going to add me in at this point.
Brian Mansell out of the
I don't know, that would be pretty interesting.
case.
That would get super expensive both sides, so...
Behind the scenes, there's a settlement agreement controlling that.
Dude, I highly doubt it. Everyone thinks I'm, like, super famous. Like, I've still never been recognized. I don't know.
So there
maybe,
will
like,
be-
yeah, we were doing an investigation in Utah. We're probably cooked. But if I go to, like... Let's say I go to, like... I don't know. I was about to say Oregon. Let's say I go to Rhode Island, right? Probably no one's going to recognize me in Rhode Island, right? Or even here. No one knows who I am.
In terms that were agreed to, and we won't necessarily know what those terms are, but there will be terms that they agreed to governing the timing and the when and the how of that dismissal. Now, here is where the statement gets interesting, because Bricks and Minifigs is now going to try to flip the script and again pin the blame on someone else. So first, they acknowledge the Mansells arose in part from the sale, accounting, storage, and disposition of inventory by the former operator of the store. So they are calling Crystal Law out without saying her name specifically, but here's the part that they couldn't escape.
The only other person that I can think that they're calling out, other than Crystal, in that situation, is Kai.
Even if they have a gripe against
You're going to have to wait for the next video.
Crystal Law, that's not 100% of the problem. They're admitting that there is, without saying the admission, they're quietly admitting that there was other wrongdoing. And the next part I found really interesting because they say that Brian Mansell has assigned to BAM his claims under the original consignment contract. It's not.
Bro, let's get something real here. I look like so many white dudes that my mom has walked up to a guy in a Walmart and thought it was me before.
Exactly clear.
So,
what this means. First off, if you've watched part 1 of Reckless Ben's video, Brian Mansell already assigned part of his consignment rights to Reckless Ben.
Yep.
And to several of the other people helping Reckless Ben. So it's not clear exactly what this
thanks, Omna, for the 10 memberships. Let's go.
Means. One thing that is clear, and it comes in
That'd
the
be
second
nice
sentence,
if I
Bricks and
had.
Minifigs may
I'm Florida Mike.
elect to
You look like a default white guy. Yeah, I do.
pursue these claims against those responsible.
That kind of response, at least people will talk, you know. People I can care less if I got any like donations,
Filed claims against Bricks
but
and
just
Minifigs
having people like
alleging that they had
talk.
There's really no you guys. Yeah, that's all Ben. I mean, that's everything.
I get a lot of people who
have everything in the
watch,
chamber with you boys
but they don't say nothing.
published, so.
engaged in civil RICO conspiracy violations, and she's seeking up to $1 million in damages. So Bricks and Minifigs is now trying to get some leverage here by saying that
They don't all watch at once either.
assigned Brian Mansell's claims, and it's not exactly clear what that is, but the reason why they're doing that is so that they have some kind of bullet to fire against Crystal Law. Whether that will be successful is completely unclear at this point because, as I said, Brian Mansell already assigned part of his ownership rights to Reckless Ben. So it's not, you can't assign something that's already been assigned. We don't exactly know what that looks like here. And again, more blame placing here. BAM recognizes that the Mansell family experienced a genuine loss, prolonged uncertainty, and considerable frustration after the original contract was not properly administered by the former operator of the store. Here's the kicker. And during the transition from the former operator to the replacement franchisees. Now, remember when Bricks and Minifigs said they had separated themselves from Josh Johnson and Brandon Best? I suspected at the time that that was a load of bull excrement, and I think it still is bull excrement. Bricks and Minifigs continues to circle the wagons around Brandon Best and Josh Johnson, even though they're trying to make it sound like they're not, but they're saying, well, it's really the fault of the former operator of the store, and it was really just the transition from the former operator. No mention of the fact that Bricks and Minifigs sent Brandon Best late at night after the store was closed to essentially take over the store. No mention that they cut her out of the inventory system, refused to allow her to print up the
All right,
slips.
Mom.
No mention that they refused to even discuss.
I get his reaction. We got this main thing right here. Brian Mansell did not sign an NDA. Well, so we have that. Do I have time for one more? No, I think I'll save that. Did I lose it? Well, I lost it. So that's going to be it. I will review Barbecue Counselor probably tomorrow. Review Lust and review any other upcoming, plus the Fugal Family applies again. but I had to eat something because of my blood sugar, and I had to take my meds, and I had to hit the sack. I also have the continuance of the Tupac trial, day 4. Tomorrow, be there, be square. Come show support. You know, hit that like button. Come talk to me. You know, do some of those little sticker thingies with jewels or super chats, or become a member or something like that. Majority of my past streams, my gaming stuff has went, and don't worry, I'm still doing gaming. This is now going to be a new playlist where I'm doing these kind of journalistic interview or journalistic reviews type of situations. And I don't know if I'm biting off more than I can chew, but I kind of started doing this since I'm in the wheelchair now, and I'm not really like in the mood to game. So I can flap my gums, though. I can turn around and I can talk a mean talk. So I think that's something I can keep going. At least I can keep something going. But even today, I was struggling. Yesterday, I was struggling. I'm starting to struggle again. The pain is starting to pick back up, and so I'm gonna have to call it. And I've been doing it back and forth all day, and I gotta actually get some good rest tonight. So, as I always say, only you can choose to be happy, to be positive, to make good positive choices, to be the change you want to see in this world. Always keep smiling, stay beautiful, and remember, one love for all to love. See you next time. Love you. Bye. And don't forget to like, subscribe, donate. Hey, go to dragonsnation.live for, all that social media stuff and the merch store.